Okay, guys, today is December 3rd, Tuesday. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. This is wild, man. I haven't been making videos. I mean, things are just going a million miles a minute, all for the good. Nothing bad. It's just, it's overwhelming. It's a lot to take in. I just keep getting confirmation on how powerful we are. I mean, the things I have going on with me are just so amazing. I have this feeling constantly that energy's just shooting out of my palms and the whole bottom of my foot. It just feels like I'm radiating out of the bottom of my foot. The energy that is being harnessed is beyond anything I could have ever imagined. I'm just trying to figure out what to do with it right now. Extremely powerful. I just wanted to go over grounding again with you guys. Grounding is just getting out of our heads. It's bringing ourselves back to awareness, true awareness of who we are, where we are at that moment. And there's different ways to do it, but I'm gonna again go over with you guys how I do it. So on my in breath, I'm going to show you guys a few different things that I do. You can pick up what you want and leave the rest. It all works. It's just, what works for you at this moment. So one of the ways I do it is when I breathe in, I have a breath. So I breathe in and I can picture that breath just circulating inside of my torso, like upper torso. Inside of me. And on my out breath, I can feel that breath spinning in my lower torso. So, and then on my second breath, it's like my imagination goes in between these 2 points, the upper and the lower torso, and I can see that spinning throughout my body, and then it just builds, and it's like I can't even keep it contained within my body. It's so powerful. There's so much of it. I have no release for it yet, so yeah, it's quite intense. But yeah, so it's like a circular, I don't know what it's called. Brandon has done all those breathing things. I don't know, so I haven't been schooled and educated in all that vernacular. I call it, the first thing that comes to my mind is circular breathing, because like when I breathe in, right? And then on the out breath, the lower, and then on the second breath, the whole body. And then, every breath from there. That isn't, I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, you really have to experiment on your own. I'm new to this. I'm not sure exactly everything that's going on or how to utilize it properly, obviously. So you guys have to experiment, man. You got the power in your hands and in your body, and in your mind. Yeah, you have to accept it. You have to accept it, and you have to start experimenting with it. by just laying your hands in different places, thinking in different ways, feeling in different ways inside internally, and then experimenting with the physical through that and seeing how the physical's reacting and corresponding with the mental. But the first way I learned to ground is breathe in. And on that in-breath, you're imagining the light, right? The light that gives life to everything, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. It's an important light. There's nothing, I don't see how we would exist without it. It's not so much above us as it is a part of us. So you imagine that light on the in-breath, and it comes down through the top of your head, illuminates, fills up your body. It might be just a thin white light at first until you get practice, and then you can get like this huge white light that fills up your body, and it shoots down. If you're sitting down, I shoot it through my butt. If I'm standing up, I shoot it through my feet. And that white light's the one, and then breath, that white light's completely encompassing, reaching from as high up as you can imagine in the stratosphere and then down into the center of the earth. And that is, for me, that is reinstilling or reinforcing in my mind the connection of who I really am. And then on the out breath, you imagine roots, so where that light went down into the center of the earth, right? You imagine on that, as soon as you start breathing out, from that where that light stopped at the center of the earth, you imagine now roots growing up through the earth, through your feet or butt, whatever, through your body, and then a tree. You become this magnificent tree that reaches up to the stratosphere. And then, so on the in-breath, and then what happens to me is like, after a few breaths of that, of intense focus, like, on the in-breath, it's like the tree is there and the light is there. But on the in-breath, the light is the focus. And then on the out-breath, the tree is the focus. But they're both there. And again, that is our biological connection to the earth. So it's tapping in. What you're doing is you're recentering yourself. Let's say you get flustered, you're at work, something happens. I do this 100 times a day. As soon as I feel my emotions or my mind or whatever going out of what's important, or getting flustered, or giving attention to or credence or importance to anything other than what is actually important, for me, it's an immediate, shake awake, and I'm right. I recenter myself and I go back into my breath and bring myself. And within the first breath of light, tree, I'm standing there, I'm working, got people around me, it's loud, and I can do that and recenter myself. And I gotta keep on doing it as things grab my attention or my focus goes elsewhere besides on my breath and on remaining calm and present and aware and centered. So the one swirling breath, again, that wasn't so much centering for me. That was more just like realizing how powerful whatever is contained in me that it's trying to get out is very, very powerful. That electricity, that spark, that light, that whatever that is that we generate. Uh, and I don't know if you noticed, Brandon, I think when you might have seen this guy too, but that guy that I turned you on to, Brandon, from Body Frequency Health or whatever it is, the guy that did the free 4-part course in healing, his video, actually, he just came out with a video, I think yesterday, that I watched, and it went into how that energy is actually, the ground is coming from our bellies. Our intestines are actually the generator. So play around with that. Oh my God, I mean, the implications of that, like, it's pretty wild. Again, coming back to what I've been thinking, is that we are the end all be all of it all. So, again, you have to play with it and experiment with it. I'm going to give you one other one, and this is for healing, okay? Healing your emotional body, spiritual body type of thing, I guess, even your physical body, but healing. And I, just as a disclaimer, I'll let you know the only way I know about this is through this course I took in healing through a what would you call it? I don't know what she is, but anyways, so this is what I learned through her course, and she connects with angel guides or spirits or whatever you want to call them, and what she said to do was, close your eyes and imagine what you're doing is that bright light is within you, like a candle, right? And with each breath, that candle's getting brighter and brighter and brighter. Now, once you get that candle bright enough, you want to imagine that there's a light here as well, and that's going to be Archangel Gabriel, right? And so now what you're going to do, and he has it's a green, it's a greenish, it can be light green, dark green, however you see it, in your mind's eye, but it's a greenish light or radiance that he lets off, or Angel Gabriel lets off. And what he'll do is, so what you do is you merge those two lights and you ask for healing. And what he'll do, it'll be like a full body scan. You'll feel and see in sort of in your mind's eye this green scan almost that's going over your body, and you'll feel a relief. So that's another one that you guys can mess around with. Again, anytime you're doing anything where you're meditating or going deep within, anything or that you come across that tries to place itself in a position of authority, it is not good. On that realm, there's nothing above you. Anything that you encounter, from what I'm seeing right now, anything that you encounter that is proposing to help you, first of all, there's nothing to fear. Second of all, you approach it just like you would a person. If they're offering to help, you let them know, well, I didn't request your help, but if you would like to help, I accept it, as long as there's no, as long as I don't owe you anything. However you word it. I mean, you're basically said when you're having these conversations in your head with whatever comes to you to offer you assistance or guidance or help, you are the one in charge. You are the one. You have to set. This is again becoming an adult. You are setting the boundaries. You are setting the rules. So if you're just going to say, okay, you do this for me and I'll do this for you, no, it doesn't. It's stupid. They're there to help you. That's what their job is. So again, that I think that is all of course, an individual thing. The more you can figure these things out on your own without any help, I think the best. Again, because this is all this is all about recognizing and realizing how powerful you are without anybody or anything else, and getting rid of all your fear, doubt, worry, concern, thoughts of limiting whatever potential or whatever else. And that's what it's all about. So, you guys got to be really careful watching my videos, and thinking, waiting for my next video to pop. You guys need to be doing mine are just to help clear the fog and open the windows. That way you guys have the opportunity to see that there's more than just inside the house. That's all I'm doing, is letting you know it's safe outside. And reassuring you in that it's your job to explore, it's your job to experiment, it's your job to observe, it's your job to harness these things, and figure them out for yourself and how they work for you. Again, I think we all have these same capabilities, but I think because we each have our own story of how we got fucked up and drawn away from those abilities, we're each going to have our own methods and modalities and ways and journeys of being able to re-access and get back to health, to be able to harness those abilities, if that makes sense. But yeah, I hope those three methods helped. The circular breathing again it's sort of grounding for me, because it just, like, if I'm in a weird situation, or if I'm in a work situation, everybody's placing all this emphasis on what color the fucking door is, and I could give a fuck less, and I'm starting to get irritated and pissed off and fucking want to just break the door and burn it. I can do that breath, and it's just like, wow, Richard, just fuck it. Who gives a fuck what they do with the door? I mean, you're here right now for some reason, and I'm just trying to be more present and aware, and realize that, and just recognize that I'm at where I'm at for a reason, and I need to learn as much as I can and observe as much as I can from that moment, then, instead of treating it like a toss away moment in time that I can't wait to be over, I guess, if that makes any sense. Again, I guess it's just reinforcing the magical moment in every second of our lives. But yeah, I hope those help. Leave your comments. I'd like to know if you guys are experimenting with any of this, if you guys have had any revelations, if you guys have broken through any barriers, if you guys have realized or if you're intuiting any of your powers. Again, we've been held down, guys. We're being held down. So unless you're, reclaiming these things and accepting them, if they're coming to you and you're fighting them, like, because they're unknown, and you're like, oh, what is this? What is this? What is this? Every time something new happens, I mean, this journey's, everything's new. You're completely burning everything old, and so everything's new. So if you're afraid of the new, then you're in trouble. You're gonna become a bundle of anxiety and end up in a fucking emergency room, or a rubber room, or a padded, or a damn jail cell. You know what I mean? Somewhere, because it's so overwhelming. I mean, I think that's it, guys. I hope y'all are doing good, and I hope this helps, and I love you guys, and I just want to remind you to take care of yourselves, because nobody else will.